And a good day, everyone. Time for the tropical update with J7409 on Saturday, the 29th of September, 2018. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Click the bell. Check off all of the email notifications, making sure you get everything when it comes to the tropical weather. I'll have your updates for you as I see them deemed necessary. I will keep you up to date with any changes. Now, while we get started, I'm doing something a little different this morning. This is the European model. I'm going to show you guys something right here. See, there's a European model, there's a GFS model, and what we have over here, this is Rosa. Okay, let's see if I can write that out for you, because I want you to follow along. There's Rosa. Here is Leslie. Yeah, gotta watch old Leslie here. So this is Leslie. I abbreviate her. Then down here, we have another system I want you to keep your eyes on, okay? Now, I'm going to show you first the European model, what's going on, and then I'm going to show you the GFS model, so you can decipher in between. Now, you guys always hear me talk about these tightly compact isobars, or if they're not. Let me explain that, okay? All right, when they're tightly compact, they have a better chance of a larger system forming, okay? And that means strengthening in the winds whenever they are tightly compacted. Now, when they're widely spread apart, that's a sign of weak pressure. And sometimes there's just a low pressure granda in them, and that's an indication of lighter winds. And these isobars also change with the temperature, show you the changes in the temperature as it happens, as the system either grows or decays. So I wanted you to know why I look at that so very much when it comes to tropical storms and hurricanes. So let's get going. All right, this is set. You can see the time and follow along for today at 1 p.m. This, of course, Rosa, the other system right down here, and Leslie. We are on the European model. We'll go up like 12 hours at a time. This is 2 p.m. tomorrow. It's like 24 hours. You can see what's going on now. These isobars are becoming a little more spread out. So that's a good sign that Rosa is weakening. As far as Leslie goes, she's still looking about the same at this time. And this little fella is still moving along. So let's go over to Monday. We'll try to keep it about 24 hours apart as best as we can. Well, it always wants to hop ahead one, but this is 3 o'clock Monday afternoon. Now we can see, look at Leslie, spread apart, weakening, weakening, weakening. And it looks like it may be a tropical storm when it goes over the California Baja Peninsula right here. Okay? The pressure in it is 29.37. Now, this little fella's still got a long ways to go. But it's just a low pressure system. Those isobars aren't tightly compact. There's not that many of them. And by the way, this is set on regular sustained winds right now. That's what we're looking at. When we come to Leslie, she's getting a little better organized here, slowly but surely. And as I told you, the pressure now in Rosa's 29.37 is lower in Leslie at 29.2. So we'll come over to around 3 p.m. on Tuesday. Now, Leslie has seemed to disappear, and as she is coming in Two parts of Arizona, it's just looking like a low pressure system at 29.78. This one's getting a little better organized, as you can see now. These isobars are getting more and getting a little more compact. There is some, looks like a little vorticity that may show up. And over here is Leslie, 29.03. And she is tightening right on up. Now, I'm not going to go any further out. Today's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, than Wednesday. Because after 5 days, it gets real hard to tell. All this stuff can change a whole lot. And it can change within these 5 days, but we will go up now to around 2 p.m. on Wednesday. Leslie now is bringing rain. Is bringing rain, and there's rain all the way from Texas all the way up into Wisconsin. Now, this fella more and more down here is getting a little better organized with the barometric print. Over here, Leslie is much better organized at 29.01, and she continues to move downward. Now, what we'll do, we'll go back. And let's see, we'll set it over here. Let's go up to around. Here we go. We're going to set it over here. We're going over to the GFS model. Now, they're not going to be the same, but we're going to see what happens. All right, here's Leslie over here on the GFS model already starting. These isobars are pulling further apart, already starting now. Still a tropical storm, if not a low-grade hurricane, but I would think probably more on the end of a tropical storm, or getting right to be one. Still could be a low-grade hurricane. Here's this other little system down here doing nothing at all. It's just rain. And here we have Leslie. So we will move up to around 10 p.m. Sunday night on the GFS model. This is important for you guys to see. That's why I'm doing this. I won't do it like this anymore, but I wanted you guys to see why I say what I say. Leslie weakening more, 29.31, 29. We'll hop on over now to Monday around 10 p.m. And when we get there, looks like Rosa has turned into a low system. Just a low system. Leslie's going to be a rainmaker for parts of Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, Utah, all in this area. Leslie's going to be a rainmaker. That's what I think. Now, as we look back down south, this low is beginning to try to get some isobars around it. And here's Leslie, 29.28. Her isobars look just about the same. They may be just a tad more compact there. As we go to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, what is this showing? Leslie's bringing all that rain again. This fellow is beginning to grow. More isobars getting closer together. And would you look at Leslie? She's getting very well organized now. The barometric pressure is 29.15, and the isobars are more tightly compacted. So we will hop over to around 3 p.m. on Wednesday. This fella's getting better organized right in here. As you can see, it's probably a tropical storm by now. And Leslie, look how tight those isobars are together, with a barometric pressure of 28.99. So I wanted to show you guys the difference in between these things. There's not a lot of difference in them. Just a few, it's mostly timing errors, okay? Like I say, I'm not going to go any further than this. If we do, it's just ridiculous to go out because the things change so much. But this is what I wanted to give you an idea on of what we need to watch. And now we're looking over at the National Hurricane Center's map here. I've already checked. There's nothing else showing up for 5 days out as of now. It could change. It may change. If it does, I'll be sure and put it up. So we have Leslie over here right now. This morning, Leslie's winds are 45 miles per hour. The minimum central pressure, 991 millibars. If you're tracking Leslie, 35.2 north, 50.3 west, and Leslie is moving southwest around 7 miles per hour. Now we're going to go over the Pacific and check out Rosa here. She's a Category 2 now. She was a 4 yesterday. She is disintegrating, people. Yay, that's good for everybody. Now, the winds are 100 miles per hour. The pressure is 971 millibars. Located 19.2 north, 118.2 the GFS. And what's going on with it? Well, satellite imagery indicates that thunderstorm activity associated with this area of low pressure is a few hundred miles south of Acapulco, Mexico. It has become more concentrated during the past several hours. By that, I'm talking about the isobars are growing slowly but surely, okay? Now, the environmental conditions are forecast to remain conducive for development over the next several days, and the low could become a tropical depression or storm later today while it moves west-northwestward, well offshore of the coast of south-central Mexico. It's going to grow, people. We've seen it, and we know it's going to grow, and through 2 days and 5 days, it has a 100% chance. Okay, for everyone on the leeward and all the islands, okay, I'll just put all the islands in this. We haven't heard anything else about Kirk since last night, and this is the last advisory. There will not be any more, okay? Now, there are no coastal watches or warnings in effect. And now there's just remnants of Kirk. They were located last evening around 15.1 north, longitude 65.8 west. And these remnants are moving toward the west-northwest at 14 miles per hour, and the wave is expected to continue moving westward across the Caribbean Sea during the next few days. The winds, sustained winds, were around 40 miles per hour, still had a few higher gusts, and the pressure was 29.74. Hazards, rainfall, okay, this is all that's left. The remnants of Kirk are expected to produce 2 to 4 inches of rain with isolated maximum totals of 6 inches across St. Croix and eastern Puerto Rico over last night and through all day today. So if you're in those areas, look out. Rain, rain, and more rain. Okay, we're looking at Leslie right now, okay? This is where she was earlier this morning. She does turn into a tropical storm at some point tonight, probably, maybe this afternoon, looking more like tonight. She should remain a tropical storm through Tuesday morning, and then Tuesday turning into a hurricane. You can see the track right here. It's going to bounce all around, I believe, people, because I didn't show you this on the other map. There's high pressure here. A low just came off here, but then there's a high pressure here. Squeezing it, it's not going to go up for a while. After a while, it will go up and out, but nowhere in the next few days. It's going to hang around, so we really got to watch it. Some of these pressure changes can speed up, they can slow down. That changes everything when that happens. So we saw when I told you, well, it was looking like a hurricane a while ago. Well, sure enough, it does turn into one. We really need to watch Leslie. Here's what the National Hurricane Center is saying about Leslie, that the deep convection has become more concentrated near the center during the past several hours, indicating that Leslie is gradually acquiring some tropical characteristics, that the cyclone is still to attach to a complex deep layer low. Now, on this basis, Leslie is still considered a subtropical storm in this advisory with an initial intensity of 40 knots. Now, the global models indicate that the subtropical cyclone will continue to be embedded with strong northerly shear during the next 2 days or so. After that time, the shear is forecast to relax, and with a warm ocean along the cyclone's path, Leslie is forecast to become fully tropical and reach hurricane status by the end of this forecast period. Now, the ship models, it derivatives strengthen Leslie significantly, but the National Hurricane Center forecast is a little less aggressive, and it follows the intensity consensus. Now, it should, after a while, remember me telling you it would finally get on up and probably move out? Well, it should weaken after 4 or 5 days, okay? According to these people, they say 3 or 4. Well, I'm going to go out a little bit on the limb and say 4 to 5. Maybe, maybe not. Now, after that time, the large low weakens to the cyclone will become steered slowly northward by the flow ahead of an approaching mid-latitude trough. Nevertheless, Leslie's forecast to meander over the north-central Atlantic for several more days. Now, it's going to be a few days, people, so I've told you that already too. It's already generating large swells previously by this particular same storm when it was a stronger extratropical low have already reached Bermuda. Now, I don't like it being around Bermuda because then it can come to my house. But anyway, these swells are expected to reach portions of the east coast of the United States by tomorrow, Sunday. And these swells could cause life-threatening surf and rip currents. Now, as we look at the winds themselves and the strengthening, we see 45, 50, and look, 120 hours is 5 days out, so this 3 to 4 days weakening, they kind of contradict themselves, which I think I think this is more accurate than what this is. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's going to grow. I do think it will weaken back, but like I just said, I don't agree with their 3 to 4 days. I'll go 4 to 5, and according to the wind, in 5 days it will be up to 80 miles per hour, and it will be a hurricane on the 96 hour and increasing in winds the next whole day after that. So go figure, folks. I'll keep my eyes on it. I'll tell you what I think. Right now, I'm telling everybody to beware of this storm. It will grow. It will weaken. But I don't think it's going to do it quite as fast as they're making the scenario out up here. Could be. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am. Okay, when it comes to Rosa, this is where you can expect the rainfall from Rosa. The greatest part of the rainfall when it comes to the risk of flash flooding. Okay, as you can see, this is day 3 excessive rainfall outlook. It was created at 12:29 PST this morning. It runs through 4 a.m. PST, Monday, October 1st through October 2nd, Tuesday, and that's at 4 a.m. So that's 24-hour notice right there for you, Monday through Tuesday. So what do we got? We only got a 5% marginal risk wherever you see the green, and wherever you see the yellow, you have a slight risk. There it is right there. I'm not making it up. I'm showing you. So you got a 10% in Arizona, parts of Nevada, and parts of Southern California. Also in the same particular areas, except for Utah, everywhere the green is. Utah's included in this, along with Nevada, Southern California, and Arizona. You have a 5% risk of flash flooding from Rosa. And wrapping it up this morning, here's the key messages from the National Hurricane Center for everyone for Hurricane Rosa. The main hazard expected from Rosa or its remnants is very heavy rainfall in Baja California, northwestern Mexico, and the desert southwest. Now, these rains are expected to produce life-threatening flash flooding and debris flow in the desert areas, and also some landslides in the mountainous terrain. So keep that in mind if you're in those areas. And Rosa could also bring tropical storm conditions to portions of the central and northern Baja California Peninsula in a couple of days. All of these people that live in these areas should monitor with your local weather forecasters what's going on with Rosa and keep abreast for what they are telling you. I told my buddy Ralph the other day when he saw Rosa pop up on the GFS several days ago, he was going, "What the heck is that?" And I said, "It's going to turn out to be a low pressure system." That's what it's going to turn out to be. And we're going to wrap it up here for Rosa. There's no coastal watches or warnings in effect now. Interest in the northern and central Baja California Peninsula should monitor the progress of Rosa, though. And a tropical storm watch could be required for portions of the western Baja California area later this morning. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this. We already know exactly what it says anyway, but let's check out and find out about the rainfall. Between late Sunday and the middle of next week, Rosa is expected to produce rainfall amounts of 3 to 6 inches with isolated totals to 10 inches from Baja California and to northwestern Sonora. 2 to 4 inches with isolated totals to 6 inches in the, I hope I pronounce this right, folks. I don't know if I will or not. Please forgive me if I don't, but the Mogollon, okay, Mogollon Rim of Arizona. Now, 1 to 2 inches with isolated totals to 4 inches elsewhere across the desert southwest, central Rockies, and Great Basin. These rainfall amounts would produce life-threatening flash flooding and dangerous debris flows in the deserts, as well as landslides in the mountainous terrain. So far as surf goes, swells generated by Rosa will affect portions of the coast of southwestern Mexico, most of the Baja California Peninsula, and Southern California during this weekend. And these swells are likely to cause life-threatening surf and rip current conditions. So stay abreast of all of these systems, all of these storms. We still got a lot to watch. Hurricane season is not over until November 30th. Anything could happen, people. And remember, any of this stuff I've showed you can change. It can change very fastly. So with that all said and done, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it very much. Please do subscribe and share this information with your friends and your family. If you have anyone that lives in any of these areas I've talked about this morning where this weather could affect them. I love you. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for everything you do for me. May each of you have a good day, a blessed day. Peace, love, and kindness to all, and thanks for watching.